The lights in the alien medical bay glowed a soft blue. Machines hummed quietly. Every doctor inside wore silver suits and masks. This was not a normal patient. This was something strange. Dr. Yarel, the head of medical operations, stood in front of the strange figure lying on the bed. It was a human, a species known across the galaxy as Deathworlders. Strong, wild, unpredictable. But this one looked broken. His body was burnt, bones were crushed, blood was black and thick. He had no name. They only called him Subject 7. His heart is still beating, a young nurse whispered. Dr. Yarel frowned. How? He was found floating in space, unprotected for 3 minutes. Everyone knew that no species could survive that, not even humans. The alien doctors had seen thousands of patients. They had saved creatures from poison, fire, war. But this was different. No scanner could explain it. All results said one thing: the human should be dead. Give him plasma, Dr. Yarel ordered. It won't help, said another. His organs are shutting down. But they did it anyway. They connected tubes, checked brain waves, used every galactic medicine they had. Nothing made sense. Then something happened. The human's hand moved. Just a little. Like a twitch. The heart monitor beeped faster. One of the alien nurses stepped back in fear. He's alive? No, Dr. Yarel said slowly. He's healing. They all stared at the monitor. His bones were slowly coming back together. Blood was becoming red again. The brain waves were rising. This is impossible, one alien whispered. Nothing heals this fast. Dr. Yarel took notes. His hands were shaking. Start recording. Everything. They worked for hours, watched as the human's skin repaired itself. His chest rose and fell. He breathed on his own. No machines needed, no medicines used. Soon the human opened his eyes. They were not normal eyes. They were clear. Too clear. No fear, no pain, just silence. He looked around the room. The doctors didn't know what to say. One tried to speak to him in the galactic common language. Can you understand us? The human blinked slowly. Then nodded. They were shocked. His vocal cords were torn, yet he could still nod. How much control did he have over his body? Who are you? Another asked. The human tried to speak, but only air came out. Still, his lips moved. Dr. Yarel leaned closer. I think he said, "Where am I?" The room fell silent. The human who should have died had just spoken. Hours earlier, a rescue ship had found a wreckage near a dying star. Only one life form detected. A human body floating in space, no suit, no ship. No, just silence. When they brought him in, he had no ID, no heartbeat, no brain signal. But a strange energy surrounded his body. Not from technology, but from himself. Dr. Yarel had seen this once, many years ago. An old case. A human child who healed from broken bones in 1 hour. But this was beyond anything he knew. Back in the medbay, they ran more scans. Strange symbols showed up in the human's blood. Not natural, not alien. Maybe man-made. Was this human modified? Look at his DNA, said the genetics expert. It's changing. Into what? Asked another. We don't know. They all stared at the screen. The human's body was rebuilding itself at a rate faster than any known species. His blood rejected every illness they tested. His cells copied alien medicine and improved it. This is not a patient, Dr. Yarel said. This is a biological weapon, or a miracle. Others were afraid. Some wanted to report it to the Galactic Council, but Yarel refused. Not yet, he said. I need to understand. Later that night, Dr. Yarel sat by the human's bed. He watched him sleep. The man looked peaceful now, like he was just taking a nap, not surviving the impossible. Who are you? The doctor whispered. Suddenly the human opened his eyes again. His lips moved. This time, he whispered one word. Theo. Dr. Yarrell gasped. His name is Theo. And then Theo said something that would haunt the doctor forever. I wasn't the only one. Dr. Yarrell stood frozen. What did he mean? Were there more humans like him? Were they already here? Outside the medbay, the stars shimmered. Ships passed, quietly, but inside, something had changed forever. The story of Theo, the human no one could save, had just begun. Theo lay still on the bed. His body looked normal now. No more broken bones, no open wounds. The only thing that remained were the strange glowing lines on his chest like living wires under his skin. Dr. Yarrell couldn't stop staring at the screen. His blood just changed its shape again, said the science officer. It adapts every 5 minutes. Adapts to what? Dr. Yarrell asked. To everything. Pressure, temperature, even the air inside this room. It's as if his body is reading the environment and fixing itself. Dr. Yarrell had worked in medicine for 130 years. He had treated over 300 alien species, but never had he seen a body that evolved in real time. Keep him asleep, Yarrell ordered. No stress, we need to run more tests. They placed Theo in a deep sleep chamber, tubes connected to his arms, his head, and even his spine. Scanners moved slowly over his body. Every second they collected new information. But every second, the data changed again. Sir, said the assistant nervously. Our systems can't keep up. His cells are faster than our tech. Yarrell stared at the data. Theo's DNA, those tiny codes that made him human, were not staying the same. They were rewriting. Not randomly, but with purpose. And then came the next shock. Sir, he just absorbed the nanites. What? The healing nanites we injected, they're gone. His body broke them down and copied them. Everyone went quiet. That was impossible. Nanites were advanced machines built by the smartest minds in the galaxy. No natural life form had ever copied them. No one had ever destroyed them either. But Theo had done both, while unconscious. The science officer looked pale. His body, it learned from them. Later that day, a soft beep echoed from the chamber. Theo was waking up again. This time he opened his eyes slowly. He sat up without help. The wires pulled tight as he moved, but he didn't seem weak. He looked strong. Focused, Dr. Yarrell walked in carefully. Theo? The human looked at him. He blinked. I remember you. His voice was calm, soft. How do you feel? The doctor asked. Thirsty, Theo said, smiling weakly, and strange. What do you remember? Not much. Pain, fire, and someone's voice telling me to survive. Dr. Yarrell sat down next to the bed. Theo, your body is doing things we've never seen before. Your blood, your skin, your brain. It's like you're rewriting yourself. I feel it, Theo whispered. Like my body is always moving, even when I sleep. Yarrell nodded. You're not sick, you're changing. In the lab, the results kept coming. Look at this, said the assistant. He has immunity to at least 40 galactic diseases, and we didn't even test them on him. His body just knows. Dr. Yarrell was silent. This was no longer just a patient. This was a breakthrough, a medical anomaly. The next day, visitors came. 3 high-ranking alien doctors from different planets entered the lab. They had heard rumors. They had seen early reports. Now, they wanted answers. Show us the human, said one with 4 eyes. Dr. Yarrell hesitated. He's not a test subject. He's a miracle, another said, or a danger. They watched Theo through the glass. He sat quietly, reading the display screen they had given him. Even that surprised them. He had learned to read alien script in 1 hour. We need to send him to the Galactic Center, the 4-eyed one said. We must study him more deeply. He won't survive the experiments there, Yarrell replied. He's not a thing, he's a person. The room went quiet. Then Theo looked up. He saw them staring. He stood slowly. And then he did something that changed everything. He spoke in perfect galactic common. You want to test me? Fine. But I have one question first. What if I'm not the only one? Silence filled the room. The alien doctors stared at each other. Dr. Yarrell stepped forward. What do you mean? Theo looked calm. Too calm. I wasn't the only human on that ship, he said. We were part of something secret, something even we didn't understand. They told us we were going to die. But they lied. He pointed at the screen. There's someone else out there. And if I'm this, and then what is she becoming? Dr. Yarrell's heart raced. She? Theo nodded. She's stronger than me. And if she survived? He didn't finish the sentence, but everyone in the room understood. If Theo was already impossible, then someone stronger than him could be something the galaxy was not ready for. The news about Theo spread faster than light. Across the galaxy, scientists, governments, and even military leaders were whispering the same question. What is happening to the humans? On the planet Nidra, the Medical Council of Nine gathered for an emergency session. Large screens showed images of Theo's body healing, data changing, and DNA mutating. The head of the council, an old blue-skinned creature named Revar, stood up slowly. If one human can change biology this deeply, he said, then we must assume all humans can. Another member, with skin like glass, replied, or worse, what if they are being made this way, by their own kind? Meanwhile, back at the med station, Dr. Yarrell stared at the message on his private screen. Contain or eliminate. Galactic Protocol 77. He read it again and again. The council was afraid. They wanted to shut Theo down before the situation grew larger, but Yarrell couldn't agree. He had seen Theo's heart, his thoughts, his pain. Theo was not a weapon. He was a survivor. They don't understand. Yarrell whispered to himself. They're letting fear make the choice. He looked through the glass at Theo. The human was sitting up, eating quietly. He had learned the alien tools faster than anyone ever had. He even adjusted the medical bed himself, improving its energy flow with just a touch. Yarrell entered the room. Theo. We need to talk. Theo looked up. You got the message too, didn't you? Yes. They're afraid. They don't understand what you are. Neither do I, Theo said. But I know this. I'm not trying to hurt anyone. Yarrell sighed. I believe you. But they don't care. They think you're the beginning of something bigger. Theo looked serious now. They're right. Later that evening, alarms rang. A small alien ship docked without permission. Security rushed to the bay. Inside, they found another human. But she wasn't like Theo. Her name was Lyra. She was barely alive. Her body burned, her skin glowing with strange light. But her eyes were wide open, and she wasn't afraid. Stay away, she said. But one guard reached for her. His hand froze in midair. His body locked up. And then he fell, still breathing, but unconscious. She didn't touch him, someone whispered. She just looked at him. They carried Lyra to the med bay. Dr. Yarrell stood over her with wide eyes. Another one, he whispered. Theo was in the room too. He ran to her side. Lyra, it's me. She turned her head slowly. Theo, you made it. He nodded. You too, barely. She smiled faintly. I told them we would survive. Outside the med bay, things were worse. The Galactic Council now believed humans were a rising danger. 2 species sent warships toward the med station. They demanded Theo and Lyra be handed over. Yarrell refused. They are not weapons, he said. They are hope. They are mutation, one alien leader shouted. If they change too much, they could destroy everything we understand. The galactic scientist tried to offer peace. Let us study them. Maybe we can control it. But Yarrell knew that was a lie. They didn't want to learn. They wanted to lock them away. Inside the med bay, Lyra's condition grew worse. Her body was changing faster than Theo's. Her eyes glowed in the dark. Her heartbeat made the lights flicker. She's not dying, Theo said. She's leveling up. Into what? Yarrell asked. Something new. Theo touched her hand. Suddenly, the monitors turned white. Every machine in the room froze, then rebooted. The data that appeared shocked everyone. Lyra was healing others. Without touching them, the air around her carried healing signals. 2 nurses who had been sick for weeks were now fully healthy. She's evolving into something beyond medicine, Yarel whispered. She is medicine, but not everyone was happy. News of her powers reached the Galactic War Council. They issued a final order. If the humans are not delivered, destroy the station. Yarel had only one choice. He stood before the entire crew. I won't let fear destroy these lives. We can either protect what we don't understand or become the monsters we claim to fear. The crew was silent. Then, one by one, they stood behind him. We stand with the humans. Yarel walked to Theo and Lyra. We'll fight if we must, but your story must be known. Theo nodded. This is not just about us anymore. This is about what humans can become. As the enemy ships arrived, energy shields went up. Lights turned red. The med station prepared for war, but inside, 2 humans sat in silence, their eyes glowing, their bodies pulsing with power, and as Lyra whispered one word, every monitor lit up again. Evolution. Outside the med station, warships floated, like shadows in space. Red lights blinked across the galaxy. The countdown to destruction had started. Inside, Dr. Yarel stood in front of Theo and Lyra. The room was quiet, but heavy with fear. They will attack soon, he said softly. Unless we give you up. Theo's face was calm. We can't run forever. Lyra was sitting up now. Her skin was glowing more softly, her breathing even. Maybe we don't need to run, she said. Maybe it's time they see what we really are. Yarel raised his brow. You mean, show them? Lyra nodded. Not just tell them. Show them who we are. Not as weapons, but as healers. The team worked quickly. Medical drones flew through the halls, recording every scan, every result, every strange miracle that had taken place since Theo arrived. They documented Lyra's ability to heal without touching, her glowing aura, Theo's adaptive blood, and their ability to resist every alien disease. They called it Project Miracle. But one file remained locked. A strange line of code inside Theo's DNA. It kept hiding itself, moving deeper every time they tried to scan it. It's like it's alive, the technician said. Like it doesn't want to be seen. Finally it opened. What they found shocked them. It was a message, written in ancient Earth code. A simple line. You are the beginning, not the end. At the Galactic Council war room, the alien generals prepared to fire. The station has 1 hour left, said the commander. Then we erase it, and whatever humans remain on. Wait, shouted one voice. We just received a transmission from the station. They opened the file, and what they saw made every being in the room silent. It was Lyra, standing in the med bay, her body shining with soft blue light. Behind her, Theo stood with open hands. They were not threatening. They were healing. Alien patients once terminally sick now stood on their feet. Scars vanished. Diseases disappeared. One by one, species that had been enemies of humans were now whispering thanks. We don't want war, Lyra said. We don't want power. We only want peace. Let us help. Back on the station, Dr. Yarel watched as Theo and Lyra stood side by side. The lights around them started pulsing. Machines responded without touch. Data screens filled with codes never seen before. Theo looked at Yarel. You believed in us when no one else did. Yarel smiled. I saw what you really are. And what's that? Theo asked. Yarel stepped forward. Not a danger, not a god, not a weapon. You are the next step, the link between science and soul. The countdown stopped. The warships powered down. On the lead ship, the alien general stood up. Send a message to all sectors, he said. New protocol. Miracle. Weeks passed. The med station was no longer just a hospital. It became the center of the new alliance. Humans were no longer feared. They were studied, respected, and invited to help other races. Theo and Lyra worked side by side with alien doctors. They taught, healed, and brought a new hope to planets that had already given up. Galaxies that once ignored Earth now sent ambassadors to learn from it, and Dr. Yarrell, he retired peacefully. His final report read, "The miracle protocol is not about saving lives. It's about trusting what we do not understand and choosing hope, even when fear seems easier." Years later, children across the galaxy would grow up hearing the story of the two humans who healed the stars, not with weapons, not with machines, but with something stronger: a human heart.